Steph, what's the significance? Tim Cowell, Mercury. What's the significance of being in control of a playoff game from beginning to end? Does it carry over at all? I mean, do you feel like you've exerted some kind of control over this series?
You always try to build momentum and sustain it for sure. We had a point of emphasis of starting the game with a lot more energy and focus on the defensive end so that we could, just feel a little bit better about ourselves than we did last game in the first quarter. And then after that, you just want to continue to build good habits, sustain the level of play. I don't know how much it'll carry over game 2 to game 3 going back to their place. But for us mentally, we just know what we need to do to be successful against this team. Even, with Kawhi back in there probably on Saturday, you got to understand exactly the things that we did better tonight. And that's just being a lot more alert defensively to start and just making them work.
Steph, Tony Harvey, Sacramento Observer. In the last game, you did talk about, getting off to a good start. You had 15 points in the first quarter, and you guys had 11 assists in the first quarter. Can you talk about how important that is and the discussion you guys probably had in the last 48 hours to get to that point?
Yeah, I mean, we just talked about the last 2 times we played against them in the regular season and then game 1. The first quarter was not our best effort. And obviously, both games we found ways to come back. But you don't want to be in that position every time you play this team. So just the only thing that changed was defensive intensity and pressure and focus. Making and missing shots can come and go, but you have to give yourselves an opportunity to withstand, whatever may happen on the offensive end. And even so, our defense could even promote the tempo that we want to get to. So that was a key tonight.
Steph, straight ahead, Scott Howard Cooper from NBATV. This is a team that in the past has been motivated by history and has enjoyed chasing history. When you get to 10-0 in the playoffs, can you not help but start to think what if and what lies ahead?
Not at all. It's pretty easy not to think about that, if you know what I mean.
Steph, I know you were amused earlier in the year when people said this was a down year for you, but it seems like you've really turned it up the last couple of months. What's ignited this fire this last couple of weeks in the playoffs especially?
I mean, nothing really. Just this is playoff time, and if you're not, excited and don't get that adrenaline rush and get locked into the moment, you're gonna miss out. So, thankfully, obviously, I'm playing well, playing aggressive and confident, shots going in, trying to be locked in on every other aspect of the game too. And I hope I say that if I didn't, make shots, just trying to do what I can to make, sure I'm helping my team win and doing little things here and there on both ends of the floor, rebounding, trying to play make, whatever the case may be, but just confident and aggressive and in a good rhythm and a good flow. So just want to try to keep that going.
Steph, Janie McCauley from AP. How valuable was that for you guys to get off your legs there in the fourth quarter, to see everybody else do so much to keep, that urgency going? And also, what kind of lift did McCaw give you guys on both ends?
I mean, he was amazing. Obviously, with Andre out, it was the next man up philosophy. Everybody says it, but when you have a guy like Pat who doesn't really know when his minutes are going to come, he always stays ready. And the biggest thing for him was his aggressiveness. He get an open shot, take it, make or miss. That's a good shot for us. And understanding the moment when he gets the ball in his hands, just make the right decision, be aggressive, like I said, and try to make things happen. So he did that all game, and that was huge, a huge pickup for us. Obviously with Andre out, and even when he probably get a lot more minutes, down the stretch of this series, he can hopefully continue to do the same. So that was big for us. What was the other part? Oh yeah. So it helps. Obviously, you want to try to stay as fresh as possible, but we do have a nice little break before Saturday. So like I said, it was just more about just sustaining our level of play, no matter what the score was. Just trying to not have any drop offs or start to get any bad habits and continue to keep our foot on the gas pedal.
Hey, Steph, down to your right, Phil Barber, Santa Rosa Press Democrat. I know that it's basketball and every team has off nights, but were you a little surprised that that team came out as flat as it did tonight?
No, but I wouldn't say they came out flat. We just try to do things a little bit differently on the defensive end to try to make it tough on them. Obviously, Jonathan Simmons got hot a little bit in the first quarter, but he made some tough shots, and you got to live with that. But across the board, you just try not to give him any clean looks. That's something we can control with our effort and our intensity, and just try to sustain it for 48 minutes. That's it. I mean, they didn't come out and lay down at all. We had to really turn it up and change our performance from game one.
Steph, Marcus Thompson, Barry News Group. Hey, there was a time where the Spurs were one of the tougher matchups. They kind of guarded you better than most teams, but lately against them, you've been pretty golden. It's been like a miraculous rise.
I have not answered that question. That was a good try, though. Next question.
Steph, Pop was in here earlier. Follow that. Steph, Pop was in here earlier, and he said he was surprised in his team. He didn't feel that they believed that they could do it without Kawhi. He said it was very apparent to him from the beginning of the game and that they never were able to recapture that. We hear you guys say on the court sometimes that you can tell when players on the other team are ready to go home, all that trash y'all talk to each other. What could you tell today about them out on the court?
That's interesting you said that, because I was actually standing by our bench right before the pregame clock went down to 0 before national anthems and everything, and they were out there. I kind of just watching. I sit down on the bench for a couple minutes before the clock goes off, and they were having fun. Looked like they were pretty light on their feet. A couple of guys were yelling, "Let's go," that kind of stuff. So the normal pregame kind of get hype moment. It looked like they were all in tune. But I feel like when the game starts, it's whoever wants to grab that momentum early and set the tone for the game. And I think we did that a little bit better tonight. So that was huge. You don't want to give them any reason in any life from our standpoint, but I'm pretty sure those players have egos. They understand the moment and the opportunity they had, and it is what that it is what it is. Please don't give the mic back to Marcus Thompson.